Okay, so there have been a lot of panels here today with a lot of very learned and very interesting people. But the most important thing about my panel, more than any other panel or any expert you will find here at CES, is we are the best looking group you will ever find. Okay, that said, it's also very important, Alan, it was kids, act, spelled out, play, panel. Unless you renamed it. We talked a lot about what kids are doing. We looked at the statistics that came from Pew. We looked a lot about learning and the new technologies and games and how to get kids engaged. Linda Fiddle will be the Internet safety guru today, so it's wonderful. I can be in the earning money mode today, and Linda's going to be doing good things for mankind. And Linda and I will be announcing some very unique collaborations because I'm getting tired, and she's the one person that comes to cyber safety I trust more than anyone on the face of the earth. So we're starting to partner a lot more. This is all about social networking. It's in their DNA. And every time I ask a question to my panelists, Robin yelled at me and said, it's not about safety. So this isn't about safety. It is about why teens and preteens are using social media. What engages them? You have people who are on this panel who do it right. Now, this is another one of those hacks. Remember the 6 blind men and the elephant? This is the third one that you'll see. This is Wired Trust. This is when I'm a consultant for the Web 2.0 and MMOG industries. I'm helping them understand how to do it right. Best practices. Our best practice seal will be announced. Kidzooey's receiving our seal. My yearbook's receiving our seal. Facebook will announce shortly. We suspect there's several other in the room that will as well. When the check clears, I'll let you know who they are. So, let's go to the next slide, please. If I can, go to the next slide. I'm really bad at doing this, so if you expect me to advance it, I'm in a lot of trouble. Okay. Now, the sites we have, the companies we have here, I'm going to do a very brief introduction. Every person on the panel sent me a page and a half telling me how wonderful they are and that they're on television very frequently. Assume that they're all wonderful and on television very frequently. Now, my yearbook, there are 3 major social networks in the United States. Facebook just topped 150 million unique users, and they are real numbers. MySpace has slightly higher numbers, but they are not as real because it's hard to shut down a social networking profile on MySpace. Then comes my yearbook. Very quietly, and if you saw, 2 of the Girl Scouts on the panel had my yearbook. One didn't have anything but on my yearbook. Don Eyer is their chief safety officer. He's former law enforcement. He is an incredible person who cares deeply about children. And when it comes to being the poster child on social networking, doing it right, this is the man. Scenario, Tom McClure is here. Tom comes from a background of toys and getting kids engaged in games. And Scenario has a new product that's going to be launching in the fall that is, from their perspective, I have to computer, from their perspective, is a safer way of getting kids involved with social networking in a more secure environment. On Teens Today, Vanessa is the youngest person on this panel, and she always talks about being the voice of youth. It's kind of hard when I've got an 11-year-old who preceded her on the panel before it to see youth. I guess she's now middle-aged because you were 23. But she wrote a book when you were how old? 17. She wrote a book when she was 17. That would be it, so that will freeze her age at 17. And she does a lot on advisement. She blogs, she does a lot on trying to get insight into what teens and parents want to know and are doing. Circle One Network, KidsCom. Jory is someone who I met, I guess for the first time in 1996. And she is the last of the original virtual worlds for kids, from the headphones and the free zones of the world. The very early days, when I first started representing Sesame Street and PBS and they were getting online for the very first time, Jory was there. She is also, sadly, responsible for COPPA because she was, unfortunately, became the one that everybody, they were out there engaging with kids. The FTC said, I need to find somebody to yell at. They yelled at them and said, we're not going to do anything back to you, but because of that, we're now going to get the COPPA. So we loved her for her site. She is doing what's called, I call software to footwear. She's doing a lot of combining online and offline. So, and she's found a way of reaching out. Everyone wants to know how do you reach out to your customers. She uses librarians. So she'll find a museum site and give kids things to do online that they can print out and take it into the museum themselves. So it's an interesting way. She's got a new partnership with Animal Planet she'll be talking about. So, Kidzooey. I put a clip last for a reason. A, it's a younger demographic. B, it's something that others have tried before but couldn't succeed. And C, if I could own stock in any of my clients, I would be owning stock in Kidzooey. I would like you to look at where they are today, and I want you to look back in a year. There are deals that I can't announce unless Cliff decides to put an announcement today, and if not, just look for them soon. It is a kid-sized internet. And they've gone to the kids and they said, tell us what you want, and they've done it. So when we looked at the Pew numbers, when you saw that 75% of the kids were viewing videos on YouTube, but only 25% were posting, those numbers are skewed from what I'm seeing from the teens. I see more kids looking at the videos and fewer of them posting. But a lot of the kids are looking at good videos, fun videos, but what parents are going to let their 10-year-old go to YouTube unless you're standing by their side? What Cliff has figured out how to do is to find the good stuff on YouTube, package it, and stream it through an enclosed network where the kids can engage in social communities through avatars and talk about their favorite sites without being able to type anything. So you want to buy stock, you buy it from this guy. Okay, now, they get 2 minutes each to tell you anything I left out of their bios or anything that is special insight as to what they're doing. Now, would you put the 3 pages in my first party? So we're going to start in the order. Don,